One afternoon, I had the opportunity to sit down with longtime Hagat residents, 37-year-old John Camacho and 28-year-old Rico Chaco. Camacho is married and a father of two, and is currently a school guidance counselor at McCool Middle School, and has been in education for 14 years. Chaco is also in education, and has been for the past 6 years, and is currently a teacher at Inarajan Middle School. When asked what is one of the issues they see right now in Guam, Camacho said the response is likely to vary depending on who you ask. But for this longtime Southern resident,
you'll hear the hospital, you'll hear education, you'll hear GPD and the police force, and you'll hear drugs. And I think that the big pressing issue that plagues this island right now is the battle against ICE that we've been losing for decades now. And you'll see I think the uptick in crime and in violent crime in particular is directly correlated with the fact that we've lost our handle on importing and distribution of drugs on this island.
When it comes to addressing the ICE epidemic, he hears the term advocate from island leaders, but says it is action that needs to be seen. For Camacho, it's his biggest pressing issue because it affects everybody, including his young children.
I worry daily about the kind of island environments that they're growing up in because, and while I'm not old, my upbringing was very different from what my kids are growing up in and what they're being exposed to.
Chaco shared the same sentiment.
It was safer back then than it is now. I'm not sure why I feel that way. I just feel that crime rates have really gone up, and law enforcement, there just needs to be more out there. That's the real truth, and I know the governor's done her best to try and put more police officers out there, more patrol cars and all of that, but still I think they're undermanned, understrength, and that's something we also need to invest in to make sure that these crime rates go down, the drug uses go down.
For Chaco, something he hopes is tackled is an issue that affects his generation.
It's really just about the opportunities that are offered here in Guam. That's my biggest concern, because I have a lot of friends and also peers and students. They graduated from high school, but they're leaving the island now because they feel Guam doesn't have as many opportunities as maybe the States has or other countries have in terms of colleges, in terms of jobs. And that's something I feel where our island is lacking. And it's a bad thing because we want to keep talent here in Guam. We want to make people stay here to make it better. We should stop trying to recruit because we can't make our people stay. I think that says something about our island. But I know there's a lot of potential here, but sometimes I want the legislature and whatever administration comes forth next to focus on is how to retain that talent here in Guam.
Further along in our conversation, I wanted their input on education. After all, they're both in the education field. Camacho is a product of the public school system, and he believes that Guam Department of Education is, quote, sorely lacking in multiple aspects, end quote.
Funding, quality teachers, quality administrators, and also families who aren't fully bought in their children's education. View it from a bird's eye view, you really realize that the state of education on this island it's pitiful. And the shining stars, the saviors of our education system on this island right now are the men and women, teachers, admin, people at the district level, at headquarters, DOE headquarters, our school aides, our cafeteria workers, those who truly commit themselves and are there despite the overwhelming challenges that they face on a daily basis, but still report to work every single day and do their job. They are the reason why public school students still come out of that system ready for the world.
Chaco sees that everyone is trying their best.
On this side of the fence, I see what our leaders in the department are trying to do, and I think they're trying their best with what they have to work with. I agree with him what he said, that the shining stars here are the teachers, the staff, the administrators who are there every day trying to make it work with what we have.
But Camacho did want to make clear
these challenges are faced by the private school system as well as the DODEA system on Guam. There are challenges in every educational system on this island, but DOE being the biggest by far, you clearly see where the challenges are great within that department.
With the last election, Guam saw roughly about a 60% voter turnout. With so much at stake this time around, what would they say to get people out to vote?
We have only ourselves that we can truly rely on. And our vote counts whether they feel like it does or not. And if we're hoping for change, the only way, however small it may be, but the only way that we can facilitate this change is to get out there and vote.
It may just seem like one small vote, but every vote counts, every vote matters. We've seen elections come very close because of a couple of votes. We don't want that to happen. We want to come, our people should come with one decisive voice on really who we want in leadership, because it doesn't make sense to not want someone and then have them there, then you're complaining when you didn't even vote for them in the first place.
For KUAM News, I'm Joan Aguon Charfauros.